Hey guys, welcome to Acaronian Aesthetics. Makeup with Alex, pretty much. We are going to be doing a holiday look today. It's super easy, but very fun, almost like a Harley Quinn vibe with our red and our green. So enjoy the ride and we'll see where it takes us today. First, I'm gonna go in. Got my M2U NYC eye primer. I just kind of like dab it on there. I find that it's really important if you're going to do bright colors to use an eye primer. It definitely helps bring out the pigment, whereas if you don't use any primers, it looks a lot more flat, and the color comes out less pigmented. So we're just gonna dab that on. Next, we're just gonna go for it. What am I gonna start with? That's right. I am gonna go in with kind of like a white base. We're using the Doja Cat Mega BH Cosmetics palette. It's one of my favorites. It has a bunch of fun colors in it. I'm just gonna bring some white into the inner corner here and then up to my brow line. And what that does is it helps create almost like a buffer for you to blend out the colors. All right, next we're gonna go in with the James Charles Morphe palette. This palette has honestly been my tried and true since I started working with bright colors. New brush, we're gonna start with red. We're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna do red for the upper lid on this one. This is definitely one of those looks where you gotta trust the process, my friend, because it's gonna look like clown makeup before we're done. But just buff it out, blend it. We really want to blend it into that white. That way it's a smooth transition and it doesn't just like cut itself off. We ain't doing a cut crease today. It's for another time. Gonna go under the eye with red here. It's kind of the fun look. It's very simple. You could wear it to work, to a holiday party, what have you, costume party even, if you want to go as Christmas Harley. Got the red done. We're looking a little, we're looking like something all right now. All right, so I in particular don't like having a dark green. It's not my favorite color. So for the base for green, I'm gonna go in with this MAC like lime green pot, but don't worry. Again, we're gonna trust the process here because it's definitely a process. Okay, now that I use the light green, we're gonna go in with the darker green because like honestly Grinch is not my vibe. He works for some people, but for me, not the look I'm going for. It's fantastic. All right, we're gonna blend out this dark green, kind of blend it together. We don't want any patchiness, but also we don't want it too dark. And again, it's one of those trust the process things, which I have to remind myself often, because I get impatient. I already fucked up. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know, I always say if it doesn't work out the way you want it to, throw some glitter on it. It'll be fine. It's like an art project. Going back in with the white now. It's actually called feline. My bad. Going in with some feline. Gonna blend it out some more. Really like got into my eyebrow there. I was not trying to go this hard with the green. Okay. Hang on, bear with me here. Okay. Alright, I have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette here. We're just gonna go in with Living My Best. It's a little bit darker of a red. I often don't use the reds from this palette because they have more of like a pink base to them, but they work for adding a little bit more dimension. Because let me tell you, if you use red as a pink base to it throughout the day, it'll fade. It always fades a little bit, but it'll fade enough that people go, "Oh, I like your pink eyeshadow," and you're like, "What are you talking about? I used red, not pink." Same thing happened when I had red hair. Pink based reds, man. The other one's more of an orange based red, so it gives more of that like fire truck red look. This is more of like the cherry red. I'm gonna go back in and just dab this primer right here because I mucked it up. Okay, blend this out a little bit. I have a very like prominent bridge, so sometimes I have to turn my head more to be able to see if I got any eyeshadow on the bridge so that I don't go around looking the way I don't want to. I'm not gonna say like a clown because this is very much like a clowny look. Okay, there's my paintbrush. What do I normally do next? Dim, bim, 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 bim. We're gonna go in with some concealer. We're gonna clean it up. Oh no. There we go. Haha, I caught it. Clean that up. I just do a couple dots. Out here is mostly just to clean up the excess eyeshadow that I don't want. I'm gonna dab here, cover up that unwanted spot, this unwanted spot. Normally I start a spot concealer and I always tell myself that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna spot conceal, it's fine. But no, I always go in for more. Dab, dab, dab. Concealer I'm using is honestly just like a $3 Wet n Wild one. It does its job. It works. Not my favorite, but we ballin' on a budget out here, so gotta make do. I'm just gonna spread. I feel like I might have a little bit of a greenish tint to my skin now. Okay. We're gonna come in with the Yenza Super Serum Silk Foundation. I got this in an Ipsy subscription, and honestly, I'm here for it. It has serums with vitamin C, E, and Ferlonic baculiol. I'm not really sure what that means, but I know vitamin C and E is really good for you. And I actually have a couple serums that they alone carry those vitamins. But I find that this foundation itself is very hydrating, and a tiny bit goes a very long way. I just squeeze it on my hand, dab, and then dab it on my face. Up, get that T-zone. I'm really not using that much because I don't have a whole lot I need to cover. And any more than the bare minimum is just a waste of product that makes you look cakey in the end. And we're not here for that. We're not trying to look like a patty cake going down the street. Step that down, try to cover up these red spots. You want to make sure that your foundation matches your skin tone and that you get the right undertones. I have very neutral undertones, so it's fairly tricky because I'm also very, very pale. I do not tan, even in the summertime. So finding a foundation that actually matches my color is a challenge. It's not an easy feat. They're generally always too dark or too yellow based, which then, I mean, I'm not trying to look like our former president, so I try not to use those with yellow bases. A little blush. I'm doing the Milk makeup stick blush. It's very light. You can see where I apply it, but I'm going to bring it all the way up to my temple just to add some color to my skin so it's not all one flat color. What to do next? We're just gonna bring it, oh my gosh, that's so much. Do that T-zone. I use it also to set my eyebrows because if you can't tell, they're fake. Dab, dab, dab. You don't want too much, otherwise it'll look very crepey. And we still want, like, we don't want to look crepey, is all I'm trying to say. We're not here to look like a breakfast tray. Breakfast food. You thought we were finished? No. Because that loose powder is kind of like all over my face now. So we're just gonna buff it out. Buff it all out. Maybe if I buff enough, I could buff out my insecurities. Just kind of roll with the punches. Alright, we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna bring this down like this. It goes so thick so fast. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is a Christmas journey for all of us. Make little snowflakes. Alright, now that we did that, we're gonna go over to this side. Alright. Got our snow, we got our snowflakes. What are we missing? We are missing some glitter, because you can't have a snowy holiday look without some glitter to go along. And we're not going to go overboard, just gonna dab this. I'm using the back end of the paintbrush. So, being extra, I'm just making sparkly snow, as I like to think of it. Alright, I think we got enough glitter there, maybe. Now, are we done? It's a great question. Do we want to end here? Alright, now we're just gonna go in here. It's fine if I get eyeliner in my eye. I don't recommend it, but at this point, you know, I'm fairly used to it. If anyone is close enough to see that it's really not super even, then they're too close. Now, I'm gonna put on some lash adhesive. Using the Lash Couture Super Strong Strip Lash Adhesive in black. It was on clearance. It works. I personally love Velour lash adhesive. It's like $12. You can get a whole like mascara tube full pretty much. And it lasts for a very long time, both when you have it on your face and just in general. It's a long-lasting lash adhesive. It's one of my favorites. But I recently ran out, and as I've stated multiple times before, we balling on a budget out here. You gotta make do. Okay, we're gonna put them on. Bring it down. This eye's always easier to do because I can still see with it closed. These are lashes I have worn before, so I'm not really worried about getting mascara on them. Normally I try to do mascara before I put lashes on, but sometimes it'll help blend your natural lashes into the synthetic ones. Can't forget the lip. Make sure it's not on your teeth. If you have setting spray, now's the time. If you don't, you're like me, just right now, well, then this is the look. And for those of you who like Harley Quinn, happy holidays!